What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video we are going to discuss the current state of Bitcoin, and I also want to be going over Phantom. First I want to talk about Phantom for a little bit, because yesterday we had an insane long trade on Phantom that has already hit all of its take profits, and I want to break down that trade for you guys and also discuss the next area for Phantom where I potentially might be interested again in taking a fresh long position. So first of all, on the 4-hourly time frame, we could see that Phantom has come down to a massive area of support. Over here, we can definitely see that we have a very strong order block of support, which also in the past has been proven as a very important high time frame support and resistance for the Phantom price. So it came down to this area, and also if we switch on the stochastic RSI and the relative strength index, we can see that when it came down to this area, it started forming a big hidden bullish divergence on the relative strength index. So we formed a higher low on the price section and a massive lower low on the RSI. And on top of that, also the stochastic RSI on the 4-hourly time frame was looking for a potential bottom and a potential curve towards the upside. So the perfect recipe to potentially start looking for the long positions, if we get the right confirmations, of course. So we remove the indicators for a second and we move on to a lower time frame. So first we determine the high time frame area of support. Once the price reaches the support, we start looking for the confirmations on the high time frame on the two indicators that I use. Then we move over to the lower time frame. And on the lower time frame, we can see we started slowly grinding towards the downside, which means if we switch on the relative strength index once again, the price action was forming lower lows, but the RSI was forming slight higher lows. So we were forming a regular bullish divergence on the 1-hourly time frame. So signs were giving to us that we might be looking for a potential long position if we get the next confirmation. And the next confirmation, we have to go on the 15-minute time frame. And if we go on the 15-minute time frame, we can see that over here we put in our Monday low. Our Monday low got swept. As soon as the Monday low gets swept, you want to target the Monday mid and the Monday high. Switch on the key levels, we can see Monday mid over here and Monday high over here. So we started waiting for the right confirmations. We got another sweep of the low over here, which means everyone that started longing over here also got stopped out over here. Another bounce. People that longed this without confirmation got stopped out over here. And that was our third drive into the liquidity area, into the support. This is what we call a 3-drive pattern. The first drive, the second drive, the third drive. Into the liquidity, into the support. Wrecking a lot of people. Exactly what we want to see before we start looking for any longs. When do we start looking for any longs? As soon as we get our break of structure towards the upside, a shift of market structure, and that is where we want to be interested in potential longs. So to do that, I want to check it on the 15-minute or 5-minute time frame. On the 15-minute, we can't really see any, but if we go on lower time frames, things start to become even more interesting for Phantom. Because on the lower time frames, we see the exact same thing. We see another 3-drive pattern on very low time frames, as you can see over here. And that third drive into the liquidity ended up giving us a big bounce towards the upside. And what is very important during this bounce towards the upside is that we got a lot of momentum. And that is exactly what you want to see. You want to see that momentum, you want to see that displacement, and that is our sign to look for potential longs, because we got our break of structure, we got our bounce, enough people were wrecked, enough people FOMO'd into breakout short positions as well. Market makers got the time to fill their own buy orders, so we were interested again in starting to look for long positions. Okay, 2 entry points. First one was at the Monday low over here. Second one was from swing low to swing high, we switch on our golden pocket, and what can we see? We bounce exactly to the dollar accuracy once again from our golden pocket. Strongest Fibonacci level out there. Once you get a potential reversal, and this would have been our first wave, the second wave usually retraces back towards the golden pocket, so our entry could have been even better. First entry was over here, second entry over here, and it gave us the next setup. This was our average entry price. This was our setup, as you can see, as I just explained to you guys as well. And what happened afterwards was that we got a beautiful, beautiful bounce towards the upside, smashing through all of our take profits over here for the Phantom price. Yes, it continued even higher. Some of us hold a moon back, which is very, very nice, but I closed this trade for 5.5 R at the top. I took some profits along the way, so in total, for full transparency, it wasn't 5.5 R, it was 3 R in total, which means we gained 3% on our account by closing this trade for very, very nice profits. Textbook setup. Study the explanation that I just gave you guys, and you will become very, very profitable once you understand how to do this, how to copy this, and we can see that we took out the Monday high over here. Beautiful draw on liquidity. Now guys, what would be the next area to look for potential long positions on Phantom? First of all, we once again go on the high time frame. And if I go on the high time frame, let's say the 2 hourly time frame, I can see a very interesting area, because I can see that our previous range low was over here, right? Range high over here. This was bearish distribution, and we got a breakdown towards the downside. Pivotal area for the Phantom price. We can also see that over here, the pivotal area acted as resistance before we got it pushed towards the upside, which means it is becoming even more interesting. So we can mark this out on our chart, right? Pivotal area for Phantom. Now, this is not enough, obviously. We need some more confluences. If we go back in time though, we can see that over here, key support, over here, key resistance, and once again, key resistance. So we can see that not only over here it was a pivotal area, but if we extend this area to the left, we can see that the area is even more interesting. We can maybe even higher the area a little bit and also lower the area a little bit, so that we take all of the wicks that were included in the past. Beautiful price action area of support and resistance also over here for the Phantom price. On top of that, if we switch on our key levels, we can see at the exact same area we have some massive amounts of key levels. If we zoom into the current Phantom price, we can see that we have our monthly open, we have our daily open, which are two key areas that you don't want to lose in order to keep the momentum going towards the upside. We have our previous week low, and we have our CYM. Okay, very, very important levels for the Phantom price. And if we get a retrace back towards this area, I will be interested again in opening new long positions. Also, if we go from swing low to swing high, we can see inside of this area is also where we enter our discount for the Phantom price, which is another very nice confluence. We can even switch on our EMAs. We can see 50 moving average on the 2 hourly time frame at the exact same area, and also on the 1 hourly time frame we have some very, very nice confluences, and on the 4 hourly time frame we have probably the most important moving average, the 200 moving average at the exact same area. On the daily time frame we can even check that one out over here, and on the daily time frame we can see that we don't have any confluences yet, but very, very strong confluences inside of this area. And if Phantom retraces back towards this area, make sure to set your alert. If we once again get the right confirmations over here, that is where we are going to be interested again in taking fresh long positions. Exactly like I just explained, wait for those confirmations inside of your area of interest, and that is where you once again engage with new positions. Bitcoin in the meantime, giving us another small pump towards the upside, currently trading around $28,300, which is quite a high price, especially since everyone was getting extremely bearish over here. But what actually happened is Bitcoin just took out its biggest draw on liquidity. We got our equal lows over here. We took those lows out, and we also took out the low over here, and we took out the low over here. So what basically happened is Bitcoin didn't have the strength over here to continue towards the upside, just like it didn't have the strength over here or over here. So it started finding an area of liquidity where the market makers saw their opportunity to fill their own bigger buy orders. What happens is they push the price towards that liquidity area. Then the price starts consolidating inside of that liquidity pool over here. People get extremely bearish because they think we bounce, but we don't see any kind of strength. So we might continue down lower. But instead they don't realize that market makers are actually using this liquidity pool and this consolidation area to accumulate their bigger buy orders. Because those buy orders won't get filled within a few seconds. It takes time for those orders to get filled because they are so big. And they use the breakout traders that are starting to short over here to buy even more Bitcoin. And that is where, as soon as it gets one breakout candle and everyone that shorted over here is getting underwater, they get squeezed out of their position, and that is why you get these massive pumps towards the upside. Typical bull market behavior, if you ask me. Also, what is very interesting is that Bitcoin is leaving these lows over here untapped. Typical bull market behavior. Okay, very, very interesting. Bitcoin though is still range bound, and as long as we are range bound and we have our range highs over here, I think you want to be very, very careful with longing anything right now. Does that mean that if we go down that you can't look for longs? You definitely can. But I think as long as Bitcoin is range bound, you want to look for shorts near the range highs and you want to look for longs near the range lows. Does that mean that we can blindly take a short position over here? Obviously not. The retail traders will do so. They won't wait for any confirmation. But what we are going to do, we are going to wait for Bitcoin to give us the confirmation that we need. We are going to wait for Bitcoin to, for example, take out the equal highs that we have over here or one of the highs that we have over here at the top. We want some more liquidity to be taken. If we switch on our key levels, we can see though the Bitcoin took out the Monday high, as you can see, after reclaiming that Monday mid over here and reclaiming this key level over here as well. But we can also see that the Monday low is untapped. Okay, so we know Monday high liquidity is taken, so potentially we can look to target the Monday low again, especially since Bitcoin is still range bound. And we have these untapped lows over here. Does that mean that Bitcoin can continue higher? Obviously, if we reclaim this range high over here, we can definitely look for longs over here and send it towards 30k plus. But in my opinion, I would prefer to wait for this liquidity, or this liquidity to be taken out and start looking for potential shorts around that area. If we don't take out this liquidity and we pull back first, I would be interested again in looking for longs near the mid-range over here. Why? If I remove these highs, I can actually leave them on my chart. But if I remove these trend lines and I switch on our fixed range volume profile, and we take out the entire range for the Bitcoin price, in which currently it isn't giving us anything, which is very weird. That is kind of weird. I don't know why it is doing this. Okay, there it is. I'm sorry, guys. What is very interesting is over here, we have our value area high. If we now go above, get a reclaim, and we get that failed auction, we probably go below the point of control and we start looking for the next big area of support. We can see with a big volume spike here as well, which is in very nice confluence with this previous consolidation area where we got that impulse towards the upside. If I switch on our key levels, we can also see around this area is where we have our daily open and also where we have our Monday mid level. Could be a potential area to look for longs. I'm not too sure yet. I want Bitcoin to give us some more consolidation over here. Like I said, if it goes and takes out these highs, then I won't be interested in looking for longs around this area, unless we get very nice confirmations, of course. But I would prefer to look for some shorts once we take out the highs over here, or over here. What could be the confirmation that we are looking for? We are looking for a push, a first rejection. Never short the first rejection. There are a lot of stops resting above that high. We want those stops to be taken. Then we wait for the break of structure with momentum, and then we can enter a short position on the lower high, sending it back towards the Monday low. If we go back down first, we wait for the area of support to be reached, a first bounce, never long the first bounce, wait for a sweep, break of structure with momentum, higher low, that's where we enter our long, and we send it to the previous week high, which is another big liquidity objective over here for the Bitcoin price. I hope this makes everything clear. Personally, if we pull back, I'm more interested in longing altcoins, as I think altcoins are finally ready to potentially go on a little bit of a big rally right here, especially with Ethereum against Bitcoin looking strong as well. If we take out a lot of liquidity and we get the right amount of confirmations, I will be looking for shorts since Bitcoin is still range bound. But if I see that too many people are looking for the same short position and too many short positions are being opened and we have the big opportunity of getting a big short squeeze, then I will be very, very careful, and then I won't be looking for shorts. All of the confluence combined, psychology added as extra confluence, is where you get the best amount of trades. If you guys have any questions after watching this detailed YouTube video, I would really appreciate you guys letting me know in the comments or sending me a DM on Twitter, and you can always ask me anything you want in our free Discord channel as well. All of the links can be found in the description. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. Make sure to like this YouTube video and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It would be very, very much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on Friday's video. Ciao, ciao.